Hi everyone and welcome to Fresh from My Garden. It's been raining constantly for the last few weeks and I haven't been able to do much in the garden. And I have some daffodil bulbs that I purchased online that have been waiting to be planted out for the last couple of weeks. So today I'm going to plant those daffodil bulbs and also show you an update of a few flowers from our garden. So I have some that are growing from bulbs and also from seed, and I'll show you the ones that I'm growing for the first time this year and some that I have been reseeding in our garden and growing for the last few years. And I also got some Hoya cuttings and leaves from a friend and I'm propagating them. So those are new varieties of Hoya that I don't already have in my garden. So do stay tuned and do watch the rest of the video and please support us and watch us for more gardening related videos.
Starting with the amaryllis bulb in our front garden, and it is in bloom right now, and it is planted in the ground, and it is really doing well in our garden. And we also had the narine and the Tritonia bulbs that I had planted in the grass a few months back. And these plants have grown well, but they haven't yet bloomed. So I'm still waiting for these to bloom. And we also had some gladiolus planted in different containers. There was one that bloomed on our terrace last week, and this is in our front garden. And we have more bulbs that are planted in the ground, and one of them is also starting to bloom. So I do have a few different varieties of flowers that I'm growing from bulbs and seeds, and the bulbs are doing a little better for me than the ones that I'm growing from seed. So I have a lot of marigolds that I'm growing from seed, and also these Gomphrena flowers. So these are ones that I planted in a few containers last year, and these are the ones that I grew from seeds that I saved from last year. And I also have a lot of sweet alyssums in the patch where I was growing the rain lilies, and I saved seeds from those. Now I have two lotus tubers that are planted in two containers, and this is the drop blood lotus, and it already has a bud which was planted a few months ago, and I'm really excited. So alyssums are another self-seeding flower that are growing in different parts of my garden in containers and also in the ground. And here I have another tub of lotus, and this is the yellow peony lotus, which was also purchased and planted a few months back, and I have two buds that are growing in this container. I grew three colors of Gomphrena from seed last year, and all of these plants are taken from the seeds that I saved from last year's plants, and they have all done well for me. And these are the Tritonia bulbs that I planted in containers, and I have lots of marigolds in the garden patch, and also this gladiolus that I had planted from bulbs last year. Zinnias are a flower that I really love to grow, but they don't really do well for me all the time. But this year I grew them from seed and they're doing well and getting ready to bloom. I'll be sharing updates of these on my Instagram. Now, here I have a few dahlia plants that I grew from bulbs, and also a lot of these vinca plants that are self seeding and growing in a tire planter. I have two colors of vinca, the pink and the white, and they're growing really wild and looking beautiful with a lot of flowers in my tire planter. And in the same tire planter, I have another dahlia plant that I am growing from bulb. And this plant has also grown well, but it is yet to bloom. Four o'clocks are flowers that I'm growing for the first time this year from seed, and these plants have grown well, and there are also a lot of buds, and one of it just bloomed a couple of days back, but I'm yet to see the rest of the plants in bloom. And I got these seeds free with few other seeds that I had purchased online. I have two new varieties of Cana this year in my garden. This is the Cana paniculata, which my father had grown from some seeds, and I got a few saplings from him. And these flowers also went to seed, so I collected a few seeds from the Cana paniculata. And there is the Cana coccinea, which is another beautiful variety of Cana that has bloomed in our garden for the first time this year. Now, this variety of Cana has also gone to seed, and I will be collecting these seeds to grow more of these plants in my garden. On our trellis on the north side of our garden, we have the bleeding hearts, the pink variety of bleeding hearts, and they have started to bloom well in this part of our garden. We also have the white bleeding heart, which just bloomed a little bit, and there haven't been too many blooms that I saw, but the pink ones are blooming really well, and there are a lot of flowers on the pink variety of bleeding hearts. Now here I have a container ready and the daffodil bulbs that I purchased online, and these are the double petaled variety of daffodils, and I purchased 3 bulbs online, and I have this container in which I'm going to plant all the 3 bulbs. So the bulbs look pretty healthy, and hopefully I will get a good germination and also a lot of blooming from these. So the soil that I have taken is well draining soil, that is a mixture of some red soil, cocoa peat and some compost along with some trichoderma to prevent any kind of fungal growth on these bulbs. So these bulbs can be lightly pressed down into the soil with just the tip of the bulb showing, and in sometime I will share an update once these bulbs germinate. So according to the packaging, August was the right time to plant these bulbs, and I should see blooms on them towards the end of this year. Now, along with the daffodil bulbs that I planted, I also have some Hoya leaves and cuttings that I have propagated in these 3 containers. And if you look closely at the leaves, you will see that they are of different varieties. And for one Hoya, I received a cutting, but for the other two varieties, I received only leaves. And Hoyas can be easily propagated from leaves. These have been planted in these containers a few weeks back and they seem to be doing well, but I've not yet seen any new growth on them. In another container in our garden, we also have some water poppies that are growing. And this is a tub in which I had planted a couple of lotus tubers, but they didn't do well. And instead, these water poppies are growing in them. And finally, we have these oxalis plants in bloom, and that was a self seeded plant that grew by itself in this container.
So this is the update from our garden today. I hope you enjoy watching our videos, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe to our channel for more gardening related videos. Thanks for watching Fresh from My Garden.